2.
And we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. CNN is okay if their propaganda is in every airport in the US of A. CNN is okay if their propaganda is on every TV in every school in America. CNN is okay with it if they write the questions and set everything up for the town hall. CNN is okay if they do a town hall for James Comey, as they're preparing to do. Former director of the CIA should be jailed and held. Well, we'll go into that later. Don't have enough time. CNN's okay with that. CNN's okay with the March for Our Lives forgetting to put Mr. Pollock's son, I forget his name, on the list and say it was an accident. CNN's okay as long as they're giving David Hogg all the airtime they can, and Kasky and the other little communist girl, I forget her name, CNN Gomez, or that's the Adams family, Gomez, right? Adam Gomez. Anyhow, they're okay with that as long as you don't get close, near, or touch the truth in rural America. Never again. Now, folks, West Virginia schools, was it 9 days, all right? Now, you continue to hear about the stock market, and I just want to make this one of those things that I just want to encourage you to go and research, okay? Go research. But the Kentucky, all right, the teachers' unions, let me make sure that you understand something, and let me get directed to the camera. Our news network, FetchYourNews.com. Okay, this is a 2-hour opinion show that I do. Clearly my opinion. But FetchYourNews.com, myself personally, my opinion, and FYNTV.com. At no time do we not support good teachers. Same goes with law enforcement. You have our full support. Okay? What they do is they use the teachers, they use certain things where the teachers are concerned to try to create a narrative and sell their agenda. Teachers' unions are not out here in Oklahoma and Kentucky fighting for textbooks. They're not. When a child holds a textbook up and says, I am still learning out of this textbook that was created or written in 2006, it's not true, okay? When the unions find a couple talking heads to say, frustrated educators are asking politicians to do the math on Monday as thousands of teachers swarm the Oklahoma and Kentucky state capitals to demand an increase in wages. So they always go with teachers' pay. Oh, yes, I'm in favor of teachers' pay. Watch. And school funding. Every public school in Kentucky and many in Oklahoma closed Monday to a large number of teachers protesting. The simultaneous protest across the country marked a breaking point for many teachers who said they're tired of raising money and paying out of their pockets for their unfunded classrooms. Not true. In Oklahoma, one teacher held a sign that simply read $5,655, the amount of money she raised after the last 2 years for basic supplies for her students. Not true. None of it's true, folks. None of it's true. You don't have a governor in Oklahoma. You don't have a governor in Kentucky. Now, my point is, schools are not underfunded. Be careful before you throw rocks through the screens. Classrooms are not underfunded. Be careful. Don't throw rocks through the screen. Okay? Teachers there should be no need for teachers to have to ask for any additional funding, upgraded materials, better tools to teach with. There should be no problem. Now, be careful. You're getting ready to throw a rock. There is plenty. Got it? Plenty of money. Just want that to soak in. I want you to look at something before you get on the bandwagon of Oklahoma, Kentucky, and West Virginia, how their schools don't have supplies. And teachers have to raise their own money to put their signs up in their classroom. And teachers have to raise their own money and not being paid well. There's not the textbooks are not where they need to be at the time for educating our children. It's not true. Did I say this already? There's plenty of money. Okay? Now, one, they love East Blast. Now, we're not going to go out to Oklahoma and Kentucky right now. We're going to stay here in Georgia. Not saying it's the worst thing, but they love it. They love that penny. It's just a penny. And they bring it in by the hundreds and hundreds of thousands. And we build agricultural centers. And look at these states here. And we build performing arts, and we build schools, and we buy buses, and we put Wi-Fi on buses. We do everything. There's plenty of money. Go to your counties. I do not know how Kentucky, West Virginia, or Oklahoma works. I do understand Georgia. Go in those states and look at the disparity. Look at the difference of your property tax going to schools. See if the largest amount, I'm going to say off the top of my head, 76%. Okay, I hope if I'm making a mistake, somebody will let me. In the county where I'm broadcasting this morning, when you pay $1 in taxes to the county where I'm broadcasting this morning, 76 pennies of it goes over to the school, and 24 pennies of it go over to the county. Period. Check your property tax. See if you're not in the 70s, high 60s, 70s, teetering on 75 of your dollar going over to the schools. Check and see if you have a special purpose, an ESPLOST, education, special purpose, local option sales. Check. Okay? Go and look at the front end of all of administration in your school systems. You can take the money you have today in school systems and rearrange the same dollar. And there should never be a teacher. A teacher should get a good supplement to decorate their room for every season or every class study that they are getting ready to do. If it's science and they're getting ready to do a new study every 4 weeks, there should be enough supplement to decorate and have the equipment for that 4-week study. There should be plenty of money, and there is. There should be a good balance to cover everything. Look at the state education system that overpowers the local education system, that has central offices all over your state, in your counties, that have to employ people just to meet all the mandates that the states require. Look at how much money go to your Board of Education office, your central office, not Board of, go to your central office and just do the salaries in the central office. Now, let's not get personal, people. It's your tax money. Let's not get personal. It's not I like somebody, dislike somebody. Let's not get personal. It's not whether I think we should have this position, shouldn't. I don't know. Check how much money is going in that central office and how many people are required to operate your school system. Then go into your schools with all of the things we have going on with safety and gun control and everything. I understand things change because I get the Neanderthal knuckle dragging look that, well, we can't go back to the 1950s. And I was not in the 1950s anyway, unless you go Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future, okay? Sorry, McFly, I wasn't there. But I know you're going to say, well, we had one principal and one vice principal, all right? I remember the grade school I attended when it became such a big deal to the entire community that there was a vice principal. Why, who would have heard of a vice principal? Now go to your school, see how many vice principals, counseling, how many people you have in the top end. Now that's all I want to say on that because I only have 7 minutes. The reality is there's not enough money to pay the pensions, okay? They can tell you anything they want, okay? They do not highlight. This is from the Lexington Herald-Ledger in Kentucky. Teachers, public workers sing goodbye to lawmakers who vote for pension bill, okay? When it comes to the tariffs and it comes to the trade deficit, there's been many times that I have said and wonder if America is ready to go through what's necessary to fix things. This right here is an issue, and that's why West Virginia, Oklahoma, Kentucky, we have just started, folks. You talk about the stock market being down, relax. They're going to come out and tell you the stock market is down and it could hurt you, the teacher, your pensions. That's not what hurts your pensions. Vote against pension bill. Now this is in Kentucky and this is February 28th. We're only in April 3rd. Vote against pensions bill or face defeat at the polls. Teachers warn lawmakers. Okay? Na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye was the chant. That was the blunt political message hundreds of teachers and public workers sang Wednesday to lawmakers who plan to support a proposal overhaul of Kentucky's ailing public school pension system. Okay? They filled 4 hearing rooms and many of the hallways in the Capitol Annex as the Senate, State, and Local Government Committee discussed but did not vote on Senate Bill 1. All right? Now, let me explain this to you. Not getting down the road, but why are you not hearing this in Georgia? Because Georgia continues to fully fund as fast as they can anything that has to do with the teacher because they don't want to have the problem, the politicians under the Gold Dome on the campaign trail. They don't want to lose the teacher's vote. But Bevins, the governor of Kentucky, knows he's facing something. You don't have enough money, if you will look at it, you don't have enough money to fund the pensions in Georgia. It's just never talked about, folks. You are short funding the pensions of teachers in Georgia. Nobody wants to talk about it. But the media and under the Gold Dome, the politicians there will continue to give you the impression of what they're doing for education and fully funding QBE, as they called it, aka Common Core, QBE in Georgia, and all the austerity cuts have been now fully funded in Georgia. So why? They don't lose the teacher vote in the election. But it's coming. Kentucky, Oklahoma, all right? Watch and see. Illinois, West Virginia, it's coming. The tsunami of pensions for public workers, teachers, unions especially, is coming. It's going to collapse. We're going to have to bail it out, pay it out. If you think, okay, if you think a $1 trillion spending bill for infrastructure, if you think in Georgia that the transportation bill allowing a penny, allowing counties within 13 counties to vote in Metro Atlanta area whether they want to raise 1 penny in taxes to pay for transportation expansion and upgrade, If you think any of these are enormous or egregious, you wait to see what happens in your legislative house somewhere in America when you have no choice but to do something to take what? Your money to fund these pensions. Get ready. I'm your host, BKP. Don't fall for the Oklahoma and the Kentucky school walkout on strike. Don't fall for it. And do not accept that it's there because, don't accept don't accept that they're walking out because they don't have textbooks and they don't have enough money to decorate their classrooms. Nothing could be further from the truth. We have told you today that the pouting hog did not win on Fox News. Laura Ingraham will be back Monday after spring break. Let's see if the president has tweeted. No, 2 hours ago was his last tweet. We do know what's going on with Amazon. And let me see if the president has anything new here, Amanda. Oh, 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago. I mean, we're breaking news right here. I am right about, this is from President Donald Trump, I am right about Amazon costing the United States Post Office massive amounts of money for being their delivery boy. That's true, folks. That's true. Absolutely true. We'll take that on tomorrow. Amazon should pay their cost plus and not have them borne by the not have the cost borne by the American taxpayer. Many billions of dollars. PO leaders, post office leaders, not PO, post office leaders don't have a clue, or do they? Amazon's taking advantage of delivery service from the post office, and that's just all there is to it. And the bottom line, president says that, so we got that. Gun control. What I would like to do, Amanda, is I would like to close with that little funny clip. So in the recording on the show, so we don't get bumped for it, there's a little funny clip on gun control. And it's funny because sometimes you go back to the 70s and it's 2016, and we're still talking gun control. So I'm your host, BKP, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, FYNTV.com. FetcherNews.com, and let's take you out with this little funny clip that I hope you'll stay with. Go ahead, Amanda.